Hello everyone, Emily Johnson here with the Art of Senior Fitness program design. We are going to start in just a few minutes and I am just going to make sure we are live on all our platforms. I was coming to you live from Mexico last week, so I had to change some of my settings and then had to change them back today. So looks like we are live on Facebook and looks like we are live on Instagram or LinkedIn as well. So we still have a couple of minutes. So if you're not sure what this is, maybe you got an alert that Emily or Stronger You Senior Fitness was live, and I'll turn that off in the background there. Then this is a multi-part series that I've been doing, and they don't all necessarily connect, but it is all good learnings that you can build on. So if you didn't join us for the previous parts, that's okay. I was actually calling these part 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I thought maybe people will think, oh, I missed all the other parts, so I shouldn't stick around. So I've changed it to episodes. So today is episode 10. We are going to talk about challenges, contests, and gamification. So if you can stick around and join me, if you work in recreation, if you work in fitness, if you support anyone who works in recreation or fitness, then today is definitely going to be the webinar for you. And of course, I am trying to come to you upbeat. I got dressed this morning. As I was in Mexico last week, I am on self-isolation, day 5, I guess, or yeah, day 5, I guess you'd say. So I have not been going out. So it was really great to get dressed and join you here today. I hope you are all hanging in there. And if anything, I hope this next 30 minutes can just be an opportunity for you to kind of escape a little bit and talk about something fun. And when we do all get through this, which we absolutely will, this can be something that you look to implement in order to really get that excitement going around your big programs again. So we still just have 1 minute until we officially begin. So grab your lunch, grab your coffee, close your door, whatever it is, get yourself nice and comfy, and we can join. And just double checking. So we are live on both LinkedIn and Facebook today. If you have any questions, comments, and specifically today, I would love throughout the webinar, if you have done something similar to what I'm talking about, or you've done something different, you have an idea to share with the individuals joining us today, please put that in the comments. Let me know what you're doing. And because we're on 2 different platforms, whatever you put in the comments, I will read for the Facebook group and for the LinkedIn group and vice versa. All right. So it is 12:30 Eastern, 10:30 Mountain, and 9:30 Pacific time. So welcome to everyone who may be just joining. My name is Emily Johnson. I'm the founder and creative director of Stronger You Senior Fitness. And I have been doing this multi-part series now. This is episode 10. Typically every Friday at this time, half an hour for you to join me. And if you missed the other episodes, please feel free to visit the Stronger You Senior Fitness LinkedIn or Facebook pages, and you can watch the previous parts there. So today we are talking about challenges, contests, and gamification. That's a big word for a Friday. And there we go. Just to start us off, competitiveness is instinctive, hereditary, evolutionary. It is deep within our DNA to want to compete and want to succeed. And that's great because we can use that to our advantage, especially when it comes to physical activity, which some individuals might think, oh no, I don't want to be physically active. It's not something that I find fun. So what we can do is we can introduce contests and competitions in order to get people to give it a try, because a lot of times when I've run these contests that we're about to talk about, people will sort of tell themselves, oh, I'm just going for the contest. I'm not really going for the fitness. I'm just going because I want to win that ballot or that prize. So we get them in the door and then hopefully we can keep them. So we'll talk about that today. Gamification, as I said, big word for Friday. So what is gamification? It is the application of game design elements and game principles in non-game contexts. So one of my favorite examples that most Canadians and Americans can wrap their minds around is, Tim Hortons roll up the rim to win, or the Monopoly contest that McDonald's does. So typically we would just order our cup of coffee and we go about our day. But when Tim Hortons or McDonald's introduces the gamification of roll up the rim to win or the Monopoly, they see their sales increase. And I know I'm definitely guilty of this, where usually I'll have a McDonald's coffee maybe about once a week. Sorry, I'm a McDonald's fan. And when it's Monopoly time, if I'm passing by McDonald's, I might be a little bit more inclined to go in and get an extra cup or two per week. So that way I can rack up those Monopoly pieces. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. How do we apply gamification, contests, competitions to our fitness programming? So that way we can pull in those people who, like myself, might only come or not come to the program, but would because there is an outside incentive going on with the program. So let's dive right into it. I want to give you a whole bunch of ideas that, especially once this season of trials and tribulations has passed, you can get started on a contest. So let's talk about walking challenges. You've heard me say this once, you've heard me say it a million times. Walking challenges and walking in general, are a great way to get your 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity in bouts of 10 minutes or more. So I've said this many, many times. Most individuals are not hitting this standard. They are not getting to that 150 minutes, and it's not as simple as just counting up 150 minutes. You have to get to that moderate to vigorous pace. And if you can't run a cardio class, the best way to do this is through walking. So a few walking challenges that you might want to try. Number of steps. So do a step challenge. How many people can get to 10,000 steps a day? Maybe you have a leaderboard where people can write down the number of steps they're doing, and you can have a contest about that. Now, I will caution you on walking challenges where you're counting steps. So for pedometers, I really am hesitant. If someone has an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or something like that to count their steps, that is great. If you're thinking about, hey, I'm going to go out and buy 100 pedometers, cheap pedometers to use in a contest, I would just caution you just a little bit, because from my experience, those cheap pedometers, they don't work very well. And what you'll end up happening is your participant, your resident, coming up to you and saying, hey, look, I took 10 steps and only registered 3. And I've lived through this, and you will have lots of people coming to you, and it's going to take all the fun out of it because they want to win, they want to compete. And so if the device is not working, they are not going to be happy. Okay, so just a word of warning about pedometers. I believe different organizations will loan them out to you. Some libraries will do that. Some other organizations may rent them to you at a cost, and so it may be better to go that route versus getting those cheap little pedometers. Okay. You could also do distance challenges. So instead of getting the pedometers, maybe you will measure the distance around the outside of your building, or around a nearby walking path, or around a certain hallway in your organization. And people can know that, okay, if I did 10 laps, I went 1 kilometer as an example. And then once again, maybe you have a leaderboard, maybe you have people putting down once they hit certain distances or numbers of steps that they can get milestone prizes and things like that. Also, days joining the group. So maybe you have a walking group that is going to start going every single day, and maybe you do something where if you go for a streak. So you've come Monday to Friday, that's a streak of 5 days. Okay, now you're up to 10 days, 15 days. So you give challenges of how many days in a row can you join the walking group. Now I want to pause for a second and talk about this because some of your departments across the country might be blessed with great amounts of staff. And we see this especially in senior living, where if we have one program going on, sometimes individuals struggle with offering two programs at the same time. But I would push that a walking group is something great where if you have an assistant running a trivia program and another assistant running a walking group, maybe you do one walking group every morning and one every afternoon. So those who are morning people, those who are afternoon people can both get physically active. That is something that you should try just to offer a whole lot of is walking groups. Walk to a destination. This is a lot of fun. Most of you have probably done this or know someone who's done this. So things like walk across Canada, or I'm in Calgary, so let's walk from Calgary to Edmonton. And there's a lot of different metrics that you can use online. So you can have people report their steps, or report their distances, or report their time. And there's actually things you can use online that will convert them to kilometers or things like that for you. So you can actually then track and have a map and show, hey, look, this is our progress going across the map. And that can be really fun to do sort of on a monthly basis. So let's say, hey, we're gonna walk from here to Hawaii. Okay, I don't know the distance, but at the end, maybe we have a Hawaiian themed party, or maybe we're gonna walk across England. I've known people who've done that in real life. So maybe we're gonna walk across the distance of England, and we're gonna have a big English celebration as the end of the month. So that can be a lot of fun. And then just seeing month after month all the places you've walked to, tracking that on a map. Maybe you want to give out residents a map that they can kind of check off, and at the end of the year look back and say, wow, like look at all these places across the globe that we walked. So pretty cool. Next one there is a passport or badge program. So weather is getting warmer. I love this idea for outdoor walking. Many municipalities, towns, and cities are doing such a good job of making beautifully accessible, great walking through parks. And so for here in Calgary, as an example, I might say, okay, Monday we're doing a bus trip to Edworthy Park. If you come to Edworthy Park and you're going to go for a walk, you're going to get the Edworthy Park stamp or badge. If we think back to Girl Guides or Scouts, you get your badge. So you get your Edworthy Park badge. Okay, next week we're going to Carburn Park. The week after we're going to Princess Island Park. So it's an opportunity to get out and see your beautiful town or city, get some fresh air, which we know is so good for us, and also get those steps in. And then just a note about this, especially for those of you who are in senior living and have access to a bus, and you might be thinking, oh, we can't really fit that in, but what if your bus driver dropped off your residents at the Walmart trip, let's say, and then the individuals who wanted to go to, let's say, Edworthy Park stayed on the bus, dropped off at Edworthy Park, hopefully it's a close proximity to wherever you're shopping. Bus driver goes back, waits the amount of time, picks up the shoppers, and then comes back and picks up the individuals at the park. So, that sounds like a lot of work, but, what else is the bus driver going to be doing? Are they just going to be sitting in the food court or on the bus on their phone? Let's put them to work for the health benefit of our residents, okay? So pause again just there for a moment if you're just joining us. If you have any ideas or things that you would like to tell to the group, please go on and let us know. My Facebook is just turned off here, but looks like we don't have any questions just yet. Let me just refresh that there. Oh, we got one comment, so let's see. Usually they come up on my screen here. Comment. If you're just joining us. Okay. Oh, thank you, Indira. So Indira just said hello and thanks for your dedication. So absolutely, Indira. All right, let's continue on. Earn your place. I didn't really know what to call this slide, to be honest, and that just felt right. So an example of ways that residents can or participants can earn their place in some sort of maybe exclusive group or exclusive circle. So t-shirts are a great example of this. I know of a group in BC and they all wear their matching blue shirts to fitness. That's the fitness shirt that everyone wears. And when you're a brand new person joining the program, you don't have a blue shirt. So you are kind of the odd man out looking to make your way, so to speak, into this, very elite group. And it maybe is you have to attend a class every day for a week, maybe it's once a week for a month, maybe it's 10 classes, whatever it might be. You set that goal and then you get your t-shirt. And so people are so proud when they get their t-shirt and they're now part of the group. And then of course the group celebrates and sort of welcomes them in. You put in your time. And I do remember hearing of a new person entering the group, and she asked about the t-shirts, and one of the residents did say, yep, you have to earn your place. We all earned our place. So it's a little bit of friendly peer pressure, friendly competition. The wall of fitness fame. Could you have a wall of fitness fame where you have some sort of criteria in order to make it onto the fitness wall of fame? Again, is it attending a certain amount of programs? Do you link that to your goal setting? In some of my previous episodes, I've talked about goal setting and the importance of that, and we'll talk a bit about that at the end of today's webinar as well, where if someone said, I want to come to class once a week for 6 months, awesome. They get up on the wall of fitness fame with their goal below it, maybe date set, date achieved. Maybe it is individuals who have gotten a certain increase on their senior fitness test. Maybe they've jumped into that above average category, and those are your wall of fitness fame individuals. How about the active achievers? Okay, again, I'm just kind of throwing out these names here. The active achievers, and again, maybe it's a wall where you've got people's pictures and a little bit about their story and what constitutes them being an active achiever. And for my friends in senior living, this is a really great sales tool to be coming into the fitness center and then just showing off the wall of fitness fame or the active achievers group. Maybe the t-shirt says the active achievers. I don't know what you want to come up with. And if you've got, I'm typically not known for my naming skills. So if you have any cool group names or cool ideas, as I said, please put them in the comments so everyone else can see the great things that you're doing. And I've talked about it a little bit before as well, but leaderboards. So maybe you have, Mrs. Smith came to 20 classes in a row. So she's at the top of the leaderboard, and, but Joe's right on her tail, and now he's come to 20 classes. Maybe it's not in a row, but maybe it's per month. How many classes have you been per month? How many minutes of exercise? How many steps? So leaderboards can be really fun as well. Participation challenges. I love participation challenges. So every year I used to do a passport to fitness in August, and what I would do is very similar to what you see see at the bottom there. So what you would do is you would create a passport. So this passport, I'm just showing you one line on it, and it's already got that great job stamp there under Stronger You Strength. So let's say you put the name of your class, in this case the example Stronger You Strength. You put a class description, you put the schedule, and then the benefits of that program. And if you distribute this to all of your participants, and maybe they weren't interested in fitness, but then they say, oh, cool, I didn't know that this is what that class was about, and these were the benefits. Okay, cool, Monday at 10:30, I'm free. And they head to the class because they want to get that stamp, because that's built in our DNA. We want to get that stamp. So what I used to do for my passport to fitness is I used to say you would get one ballot for every class you came to, and then once you filled out your passport, you would get 5 bonus ballots. And we used to run it for a whole month. I used to run it in August, and so for every class you came to, you got a ballot. And that, for example, some people loved Tai Chi, so they would come to only Tai Chi. They would get a ballot for every Tai Chi class, but because they didn't come to all the classes, they might not get the 5. I had some people who don't like Tai Chi, but they wanted to get their Tai Chi stamp. So they came and they tried it out, which was great, because I will be honest, that Tai Chi class was not doing so well. So we needed to up the numbers. So that was a great surge where people gave it a try because they told themselves, okay, I don't like Tai Chi, but I'm going there for the stamp. And point or funny money systems. So I know lots of organizations do this where maybe for things like even trivia or other programs, you offer some sort of points or funny money that are then used for an auction at the end. And sorry, actually I should have mentioned that. So for the Passport for Fitness, I said you get ballots. I didn't say what you did with the ballots. So what I would do is any of the vendors I was getting throughout the year, so jewelry, different things like that, I would, or like a free lunch on a bus outing, or I would buy some guest meal tickets with my budget, or happy hour tickets, things like that. And I would put, I think, 10, 12, 15 prizes and boxes. And if you got your 20 ballots, you could then put your ballots in the boxes that you wanted to win. So the whole month you gather up your ballots, and at the end of the month you put your ballots into the boxes that you want to win. So that was hugely successful every year when I did that. So similar to the point system or the funny money system. Maybe you do want to have a silent auction at the end of the month where you have 100 funny money dollars, and you then go to the auction and you can do a silent auction, write down what you want to bid on that item. Or maybe, like I said, it's a point system that you then transfer in for some things, some item. Compete against other organizations. This is so much fun. If any of you happen to have a cybercycle in your organization, I love cybercycle. You can Google them. It's basically a bike where it has many different backgrounds and layouts and things that you can go and look at, and you actually use your hands to steer the bike. They're down by your sides, but you're steering the bike with your hands. So as well as getting that recumbent bike action happening, you're also working your brain. And I once did a cybercycle competition where our residents competed against the residents. I think they might have been in Florida or something like that. So it was super cool. I think we did. We ended up setting up a Skype where we actually talked to some of the residents at that organization. So that was super, super cool. And I think cybercycle also has built-in competitions and leaderboards that you can take place in. But you could compete against sister organizations. You could say, let's do a walking challenge, and at the end of the month, every organization across our company is going to hand in their numbers, and we're going to see who's winning. And again, maybe see that leaderboard where it's like, oh, the one down the street just passed us, so we have to get walking, we have to get going and pick up the pace a little bit here. So those are some examples of participation challenges. And I would be remiss if, while talking about challenges today, I did not talk about the True North Challenge. So this is something we're doing at Stronger You Senior Fitness. You can't click on that link there if you're trying. I apologize. I know it looks like you can click on it. But if you visit strongeru-senior-fitness.didact.com, this is our online learning management system where we have the Stronger You Senior Fitness certification. And this is where we are hosting currently the True North Challenge, okay? So what happens here is you get a one track from Stronger You Strength. You then learn it and teach it to your group. And then you film your group doing it in a truly Canadian way. So let's say you are lucky to live in beautiful BC. Maybe you have gorgeous cherry trees on your property's front lawn. Maybe you want to go out and film yourselves doing this in your beautiful BC cherry trees. Maybe you are like me and you're close-ish to the Rockies, and you want to take your group out to a beautiful scenery where you've got the Rockies in the back. Maybe from the comfort of your building, you want to show your Canadian spirit with red and white and face paint and crazy outfits or spins on the choreography. That is what we want to see. You then submit that video to the True North Challenge, and one group is going to get their instructor is going to get a free Stronger You Senior Fitness certification, or if they're already certified, they're going to get access to our series, so our ongoing monthly content, where we give you 30 minutes of content every single month to teach to your group. So they'll get free access to that for a year. So both of those are $250 value prizes. And on top of that, your group is going to get t-shirts and national bragging rights. Okay, so the weather is warming up. Maybe right now you guys want to start practicing, getting your ideas together, and then by the time the weather is warm, you can get out and try to win that challenge. So that's against the whole country. only in Canada. Sorry to our American friends. We'll maybe do something for you guys down the road. Yeah, so we're very excited to see what comes out for that. Clubs or leagues. These are so much fun. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to necessarily be a fitness class. Being physically active through sport is again a great way to stay active and to get your minutes. So curling clubs. I gotta tell you, I have seen some really, really serious and fun, seriously fun curling clubs where you do put individuals on a team. They know what day of the week they're coming to play. They know who they're up against. We keep track. And then typically those who aren't playing that day will come and cheer it on. Okay, just last month I saw an amazing curling club. It was so rowdy. People were so involved. So that might be fun. Maybe have different colored shirts for the different groups. And so people are really invested in not only the physical aspect of it, but the group aspect of it as well, and the competition. How about walk and chat groups? So these might be groups where we go for a walk and then we all go and we sit down for coffee or a juice or water. I shouldn't say coffee, that's where I go to, but we don't want to drink coffee really when we're working out. So going for a water, a smoothie, a juice, that sort of thing. So it's that social aspect. We bowling teams, again, I've seen teams that take this so seriously. We've got the shirts, we've got the schedule, we're going up against each other. So make it a little bit more meaningful than just coming and playing Wii bowling. Olympics are great. I think we've got the Summer Olympics hopefully still coming up this summer, and then we will, it's great to do your own little Olympics with different programs and activities where people can earn their medals. I've seen groups make podiums. I've seen them post the medal count just like they do for the Olympics, so to make it really special for your group. And the Masters. So the Masters is a competition for active agers in sport. And if you Google the Masters, there has been some people who were never athletes but decided to become athletes and take part in the Masters program. So it's a bit like the Olympics, with all the different activities and sports. And so maybe someone who was a swimmer in their youth but hasn't done it for a long time wants to pick up swimming again and wants to compete in their local Masters. So it's definitely something to look into. Now, just in our last few moments here, I want to talk about external versus internal motivation. So very much all these competitions, challenges, gamification, they are going to be external motivation, which means there's something outside that is making me want to do it. Internal motivation is when I do it just because I get something from it. As you can see, the ladies on the left there, they have their medals, they're proud, they were going for that external motivation. And then we've got the group on the right there who, just seem happy to be at their class and be together. So it's very similar to roll up the rim, as I said. People will buy more coffee during roll up the rim, and then what we do see is then once roll up the rim is over, coffee consumption will typically go back to normal. Unless someone has now become addicted to Tim Hortons coffee, we'll see those numbers go down. So you're going to see that as well. If you do a big competition with prizes and outside motivation, you're going to see your numbers go up. Let's say you're doing a walking program and you have people coming out who wouldn't normally walk. When that specific contest is over, you will probably see those who were not walkers before going back to their old ways and not walking anymore. So it is important, while we have them for the external reasons, we try to facilitate and develop the internal motivation to keep them going after the contest is over, okay? So intrinsic or internal motivation is motivation because of the health benefits, how it makes them feel, because it's fun, because maybe they feel personally accomplished by taking part in that activity. Maybe they couldn't make it from their car to the front lobby of your building without having to take a break, and now they could lap the building 3 times and then show up to your program. So feelings of accomplishment, feelings of success. So how we capitalize or really hone in on this during the contest is health benefits, as an example. So we've talked about fitness testing. If you're going to start, let's say, a 6-month walking challenge where each month you're going to try walking different distances, why don't you try to fitness test your group beforehand and then testing them every 4 to 6 months after, so they can see, hey, I know you're having fun walking to Hawaii with us, but you are actually having these really awesome health benefits. So even if you stop or you take a break from that walking challenge, they want to keep going because they want to maintain their health benefits. And how does it make them feel? So we talked a bit about goal setting. We talked about that in a previous episode. So go back and look for our goal setting or the outcome-based programming episode that we did, and check in with people. Hey, you weren't a walker before, but you joined our walking group. How is that making you feel? Do you feel like you have more energy? Are you more sociable? Are you having more fun with the individuals around you? Are you reaching your goals? And how is that changing your life? So these feelings, we want to bring them out, and we want to really focus in on them, so that way they can remember, yeah, I came out for the walking contest, but I'm going to stick around because of how this is making me feel. The fun aspect. So as I said, when you bring in groups together and you have competitions and people make friends, that's going to last a lot longer. Personal accomplishments. So as I said, if they could make it from their car to the lobby and now they can, that's a huge personal fulfillment and personal accomplishment, and they are absolutely going to have feelings of success. So although all these extrinsic and external motivators are great and they're a lot of fun, I am all about bribery when it comes to my groups and getting them to do whatever I need to do to get them to be active. But I am cognizant that we need to build that intrinsic internal motivation as well, so we can sustain it over time. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining. It doesn't look like we have any questions or comments, but if you have a great program that's going on, please feel free, put it in the comments. Even if it's not live right now while I'm with you, people will be able to see it later. And I know sometimes, depending on the situation, it's hard to step away. So feel free, if you're just catching the tail end of this, you can watch the replay on the Stronger You Senior Fitness Facebook and LinkedIn pages. Don't forget to like and follow us, so that way you get the notification when we go live. And if you're on LinkedIn, you do have to personally follow me, Emily Johnson. So just search for me, add me as a connection, because the way things work on LinkedIn with their live beta, I have to do it live on my personal page, and then I repost it to the Stronger Youth Fitness LinkedIn page right after I get off here. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Even if it's not live, I will look at them over the next week and answer and give you some feedback and things. If you need me, please reach out, Emily@StrongerYouSeniorFitness.com, and we will see you again next week. I realize the last few weeks I've had my weeks kind of all over the place. So next week we will talk about cardio fitness. Okay, so peel away yourself at next Friday at 12:30 Eastern to talk with me about cardio fitness. And then the week after that, I told you last week it was next week, but it's the week after, on April 3rd, I will have a guest for the Art of Senior Fitness program design. So I'm very excited to have Lisa Moorhead, Active Living Manager at Berwick-Comox Valley, join me next week. So everyone stay healthy, stay safe, keep the spirits up, take care of yourself, and I will see you next Friday. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you.